art. That's like random joints. That's a cute little penguin. Alright y'all, so I'm doing something a little bit different with this vlog because as you'll see, this vlog in Johannesburg was kind of choppy. So, you know, instead of trying to make it kind of all flow together, I'm going to try to, you know, connect some dots for you guys and kind of jump in on parts that aren't necessarily flowing. Maybe I'm not doing as much talking. I'm just kind of walking around and showing you guys the views and the vibes and stuff like that. So we're getting ready to jump right into this part of the South Africa vlog. If you haven't already, make sure you jump back and watch the Cape Town first episode. But from here, we're going to jump right in where we landed in Johannesburg. And the first things first that we did was we went out on a food tour. So after we checked into our hotel, went out that night for a food tour just to get a good feel of, you know, where some good foods, where good restaurants, kind of get the lay of the land a little bit. And so we're going to pick up right here where you're going to see us walking around with our tour guide, exploring a downtown area called Maboneng.
You'll see, if you look around, you'll see a lot of photographers. A lot of people come around this space and want to take pictures. Yeah, just like that.
Oh.
So just behind that scene. You know, hashtag wasn't Maboneng type of thing. Yeah. Do you guys want to do the picture? We can do it.
Sure. I mean, we here, right?
Yeah, right?
Jewelry. No.
So when you look around this area, you'll notice from the building structures, back in the day, this used to be like a very industrial space.
Are you getting this? Y'all, clearly it's never a dull day in Joburg because it's lit right now. I'm talking to the people.
This is called Arts and Made, and this is traveler. He's everywhere. You know, if you got a group of Dutch people, oh my God, like that's like you feel like you're at work. You know, because every time you gotta be like, hey, stay with us. I do. No, guys, we gotta wait for that one.
Oh, look at that. You're not going to sit next to me. Okay. You want to sit
that sells these. You can't buy them anywhere else, only at Checkers. There you go.
Zimbabwean, right? No, that was Ethiopian with what we just left. We're headed to Zimbabwe, right? No, now. Oh, is that where we're headed? Yeah. Oh, cool.
Careful, guys, some broken bottles here.
Kind of a sight to see for us here that we weren't expecting. At least I was. All right, y'all, about to chow down on some Zimbabwean twice. We went on a day, and then, we went back at night because, they.
That's what you have.
Are you eating their food?
And then over here you have like some.
Don't worry.
Some really hearty.
So guys, please dig in. I have plenty over here. Are you got Cheers! Thank you. Woo! This is gorgeous. Yes. This is beautiful, guys. Okay, so what is? That's the steam.
That's
the
called
steam.
pop.
Pop.
Yeah, that's called pop. So that's like in Nigeria they call it fufu.
Yes.
Okay.
So you eat it with like
Yeah. So you want to get a little bit of it.
So that ended up being an amazing food tour. We ended up getting to try out 4 different restaurants and 4 different types of African food. So we started off with Nigerian, as you saw, then we went to Ethiopian, and then we went to Zimbabwean, and then we ended on South African restaurant. So that was pretty dope to kind of get a vibe from all 4 different countries in one food tour. I definitely enjoyed it. And then, like I said, we got to walk around Maboneng. We saw some of the street art, which was amazing. The tour guide was really good. So that ended our first night in Johannesburg. And then we're going to pick up the next day, which is my birthday, as we head out on our African safari tour. So, all right, let's jump in. I'm going to hang out with you. Morning, y'all. It's my birthday.
Okay, good morning once again, folks. Good morning. My name is Kathy, and I'm going to be your guide. We are going to have about 6 hours game drive, whereby within that game drive, there's somewhere whereby we are going to be able to stop, and then you're going to have your lunch when you get there. Use restrooms, stretch your legs. If there are smokers, smoke when you get there. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. So there's no guarantee of what we are going to see. These animals are not tracked, and they roam around freely, of which the park is about 55,000 hectares big. So it's more like we are approaching the slots machine. It's either we win or we lose, but positive thinking always helps.
So y'all, the safari ended up being amazing. It was actually one of the best ways to bring my birthday. Oddly enough, I was kind of concerned at first. I was like, do I really want to spend 6 hours out there, like in the middle of the forest or the safari, whatever you want to call it, backside of the desert looking for animals? I mean, I was kind of concerned. Like, I don't know. I feel like after a few hours, I was going to get bored of it, because we were supposed to do 3 hours in the morning, lunch, and then 3 hours in the evening or the afternoon. Ended up just doing one game drive because we were out there in the mornings for so long, and lunch ended up taking up so much time. But like, you are literally like into it the entire time. There was not one time that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm bored, like just twiddling my thumbs. It was freezing out there, so that was the only kind of part that was kind of a struggle. But thankfully, our tour guide had ponchos, and we saw people that were out there, y'all, they didn't have anything. Their tour guide didn't have any ponchos, and they looked like they were freezing their butts off. As you can see, there are no windows. There's really just doors, and it's like fully open. So on a nice summer day, it's amazing. But on a day like that day where it was like 60s, and windy, with no windows or anything out there, you do get pretty chilly. So thank God we were one of the few groups that had ponchos, and I was like, thank you God. It was one of the most amazing ways that we could have celebrated my birthday. At the safari, we went out for lunch. Like I said, lunch ended up taking so long that by the time we were ready to go back out, we didn't really have much time. We just drove from the lunch area back to the front gate, and during that time, y'all, we saw rhinos. And so that was amazing, because when you go on a safari, it's called the Big Five. I want to make sure I remember: rhinos, buffalo, elephant, leopard, and lions. And we saw all of them except for buffalo. So like the lady said at the beginning, you don't know every day. It's like walking up to a slot machine. You don't know what animals you're going to see. You might see a ton of stuff. You might not. And y'all, we saw 4 of the Big Five. So needless to say, I am ready to go on another safari, because that was amazing. Even with the weather being kind of subpar, like, I can't say enough about the views. Unfortunately, you can't get it as good on the phone. Like when you see it with your naked eye, it doesn't look as nice when you're like recording it on the phone. It was kind of an overcast day, so it wasn't super sunny. And then like the lions were really far out, excuse me. And the leopard kind of like ran by so fast that I didn't even have time. I was fumbling with my phone to try to get it. So that's the unfortunate part, is that you can't capture everything with your phone. But the fortunate part about it is that you saw it, we saw it in real life with our real eyes. And now I'm ready for another safari. So anyway, we ended up that night going out to dinner for my birthday. I didn't really capture too much from that, so we're just going to hop right into the next day, when we went on a tour, just a local tour, touring downtown area of Johannesburg. Flying, you'll see there's a beautiful skyline, and so we wanted to kind of drive around, get a feel for, what's going on downtown, some of the townships, as they call it, within Johannesburg. So we're going to hop in on that tour. It was very eye-opening, to say the least. Johannesburg was definitely a different vibe. And we had a totally different experience from Cape Town. Not in a negative way, but in a good way. It was a good experience. It was a learning experience, needless to say. So we're going to hop right in on that tour.
See these buildings, And look at this one. It's like Ukraine. Can you see it?
Yeah.
This one on the right hand side. This one.
Oh wow.
New Library Hotel.
That looks abandoned.
Last year I had a lady from Switzerland. She works here in 73. Came back after 50 years.
Wow.
And then she was working by that hotel. She said, Mark,
well, that's what I'm saying. They do that in my country too. With the road rage.
so here you have to cool down, because of this violence. This is the trains. Most of these trains are not working anymore. This is a mortuary.
Oh, you said they're not working anymore.
Yeah. It's really hard.
So they're black people and white people?
They are black people. This is 100% black. White people in Soweto are very poor. They live in that. So many white people now are going poor. They live in those. Yes, they live in those shacks. They call them shacks. Yes.
So I saw a YouTube documentary that said that it was a lot of racism against like the white people who are left here, and they. All right, so y'all could kind of overhear our tour guide a little bit of him kind of explaining to us as we drove around downtown. It was just so many abandoned buildings, buildings that had just been run down, buildings that caught on fire. Pretty much what he was explaining to us is, you know, after apartheid, a lot of the business owners who were maybe Dutch or British or some of European descent, a lot of them left. And a lot of the South Africans, you know, moved into those areas and took over those buildings. And what he was saying was, unfortunately, because they, you know, weren't used to maintaining those type of buildings, pretty much the buildings got run down or they caught on fire because of bad wiring. People were doing, you know, things that they probably shouldn't have done. Again, in their defense, they were not really taught how to manage these types of assets. So obviously, if you're not taught how to manage something, if you try to use it, you're going to run it down, right? So it was just kind of sad to see a lot of those buildings, like I said, that were pretty much abandoned. You see this beautiful skyline, like I said, when you fly into Johannesburg, and then when you drive into that downtown area, you're like, whoa, this is kind of looking like third world country. So pretty much what he told us is like a lot of the businesses have moved out of downtown Johannesburg, moved to where we were staying, which was called Sandton. So after that, we drove around downtown. We went to the Hector Peterson Memorial and Museum, which was also pretty interesting and very sad. He told us the story of Hector Peterson, which was a young schoolboy. I think he was about 12 years old, that got shot and killed by the police during pretty much kind of like an apartheid protest and uprising that a lot of students were doing to try to fight, you know, and protest some of the tactics that they were using through apartheid, not really teaching them the same things that they were teaching other, you know, non-black people in South Africa. They weren't teaching them in their native tongue. It was just a lot of discrimination, and they ended up killing an innocent schoolboy. And so, yeah, it was a pretty sad museum. It was sad to hear about the story, people who were impacted by apartheid. You know, again, it was just kind of mind blowing to hear like this stuff. Pretty much since the 90s have they had a real constitution and a real government that wasn't based on racism. And so just hearing the stories, every different story that we heard, it was just, you know, pulls on your heartstrings. It was very interesting seeing this because it was these really nice homes literally right across the street. Like you could throw a rock across to some kind of shacks that pretty much just looked like metal siding that they had put together. And the stories he was telling us, he stopped us by one of the little kind of vendor areas from some of the people who actually lived in the shacks. And one of the guys, he said, was his friend that he'd known for a very long time. And him just telling us a story about what they have to do to shower, you know, they like sharing showers, sharing like one outdoor shack bathroom that he said sometimes kids fall in because it's just a big hole in it. Y'all, it was really sad to hear some people are still having to live in those kind of conditions, to say the least. So, yeah, it was a very interesting tour. I didn't get as much footage as one would have liked because I was just kind of taking it in visually and mentally, like processing all of the things. And then sometimes I just feel like certain things you don't necessarily want to record. So, yeah, again, I'll just say you have to go there and see it for yourself.
Please don't record me with no cap on in my hair.
Y'all, it's our last day. We're up. We have breakfast. We fly out tonight at 7 o'clock. We have not been recording the last few days a lot. I mean, I've been getting some footage that I'll probably put in, but I haven't been doing a lot of talking. We kind of ran low on space, honestly. My SD card is red, so that means I have a little bit of space left. My phone, I've been trying to delete videos, so yeah, I have not been doing a lot of talking. But when I get home, I'll do the best to make the video kind of flow, and I'll probably have to do some voiceovers to make it work. But it's been an amazing trip so far. We learned a lot. I definitely think it was eye-opening, changes your perspective a lot about some of the things that we deal with in the U.S. People were so welcoming and
very welcoming,
very friendly,
and kind.
Yeah, kind people.
Yeah.
So today we're going to go to the Apartheid Museum and then probably come back, grab our bags, and just go to the airport. And then we have another long layover in London, and hopefully the weather will cooperate. We're supposed to do a Buckingham Palace tour, so that should be exciting. I'll definitely get some footage there. But yeah, just kind of wanted to catch you guys up because it's probably been a few days since I've actually done some talking. So
yeah, there's some gaps there, but
there's
like
some gaps,
said,
so make it work.
You'll do whatever you can to fill those in, and
yeah,
so you guys get all caught up.
All right, well, we'll catch you later.
It's been amazing.
Right. Bye-bye. Right, we're in Nelson Square. Unfortunately, we did not do any recording in the Apartheid Museum because there was only one small part that they allow you to take photos, but other than that, you couldn't take photos, so obviously you couldn't record. But Ma, do you have anything to say about?
I just wanted you to see, pan over, and maybe they can see the statue.
I think I got that earlier in the week.
Well, you can get it again.
Do you have anything about the museum?
There's nobody.
Do you have anything to say about the museum?
Oh my gosh, girl, the museum was what's my new word? Fascinating. I think I've overused amazing. Hey guys, it was just unforgettable. We have learned so much and we've done so much, and I still feel like it wasn't enough time. We had an interesting conversation, actually. She didn't ask me this, but I'm just adding about the our Uber driver over from the Apartheid Museum to the mall here at Nelson Square. Interesting conversation with the Uber driver, and to the point where
we won't go into all of that.
No, but to the point where he invited us to come and to live here, and
he said, "Come and bring your money,
money and invest." Because what we did find out that no one else had told us is that a lot of our counterparts are moving here. They're retiring and moving here, moving to Cape Town especially. He said, and they're investing, guys. They're investing, and why are we not surprised? Oops. Sorry. Oh, yeah, piece of pulp from the lemon. But yeah, he says that we should come. He said, of course they want us to come and bring our money and invest. And we're not surprised that that's what they're doing. I mean, because that's what they do. They're the ones mainly, with the disposable income.
Okay, Ma, the food is coming now.
So, okay, guys, our food is coming. We have to run, but, we'll be back.
Y'all, it's been a rough vlog.
Yeah.
It's been a rough vlogging trip. We never checked back in at lunch.
Straighten up my camera.
I don't know what happened. Oh, I think our food came and then, I don't know, we got distracted. We got to the airport super early to get our tax refund, and it was some games. They was playing in our face with that.
Yeah.
This is about the third or fourth country that they try to give us a hassle to get our money back. So we were worried about that, and then we're on the jet bridge now.
Yeah.
Getting on this double-decker plane.
Double-decker plane.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, we never said bye to the people. So
We've never done a double-decker plane.
yeah, this is us signing out of South Africa. We'll see how much we can record when we go back through London and do the Buckingham Palace tour. I don't know, it was supposed to be raining there, so we may not be able to really take the phone out. So
But we're prepared.
we will see.
Yeah.
If this is the last time you hear from us, we'll catch y'all on the next vlog.
Yes.
Peace.